Isha Jain and I am from Mount Abu Public School. I am going to narrate a story and the title of my story is Whodunit. Aisha, she looked up from her laptop. She was on such a crucial part of her story that her elder sister annoyed her to great lengths. She barged in through the door. Peach didn't respect privacy unless there were locked doors staring at her in the face. I've baked a cupcake, she said, presenting Aisha with a small delicacy. Not now, Peach. I was on the cusp of a great reveal. Maybe later, Aisha said. Peach scowled and made some remarks under her breath. Aisha didn't know how much time had passed as she was absorbed in her story. Her phone rang out of nowhere, startling her out of her stupor. She almost fell off her chair in shock. Aisha, she said, settling into her chair again. You'll have to come here. There's a small emergency. I can't share the details, just be quick. Her boss said into the phone in her usual mysterious manner and hung up. Aisha sighed and got ready for this sudden call from the demon. Peach made another grumpy face as she left without telling her where she was going. The wind blew against her face as she made her way to the bus stand. Her office was in a secluded area. She didn't understand why Samantha had so much security for a publishing building, but she supposed there were some mysteries of life that were never to be solved. She showed her ID at the entrance and went through a retinal scanner before finally being let in. Aisha, her boss greeted her with a cheerful smile. Aisha rolled her eyes in her imagination. Her boss started walking and she followed. Okay, so I called you here for a very important matter. From my childhood, I have been fascinated with murder mysteries. They've always pulled me towards them, asking me to solve them. That's why I opened a publishing house, so I could read such stories more and more. I keep the building heavily fortified because it creates a nice aura of mystery, but you would have already figured this out. Aisha didn't know how she expected her to know that. They reached some kind of large metallic door. Samantha pressed her hand to a screen. She went through a retinal scan and typed in a password. Finally, the door opened to reveal a dimly lit chamber, the glass-encased object in the middle. This is, she began, a rose. It closely resembled the rose from The Beauty and the Beast. It's not just any rose. Anyone pricked from the thorns of this rose dies almost immediately. It just came here from Bulgaria. It's a mystery that scientists aren't able to solve. Why are you showing it to me? Aisha asked. Because you're my most celebrated author. You need to be inspired. It seemed too crazy to be true to Aisha. She wasn't sure if she should thank Samantha or get her to a hospital. Also, I want to see how fast word travels. Let's see how many people try to steal it. It was confirmed for Aisha. Her boss was too wild. Her imagination bordered on dangerous. Aisha went back home, shaken up. Peach met her on the doorstep. I mixed the recipe. Try the cupcake. Not now, Peach. Aisha flopped down on the couch. She spilled everything to Peach, who listened with wide eyes. Don't concern yourself. Focus on your book, was the advice of Peach. The next morning, Aisha turned on the news to find Samantha making the headlines. Dead. The reporters were showing a gruesome picture of Samantha's body in front of the metal door Aisha had just visited the day before. Samantha's eyeball was missing from its socket. She felt scared for some reason. The reporter said the rose was missing from its place. Where could it be? What would happen to the publishing house? What would happen to her job? Peach turned off the TV from behind her. Forget about it, Aisha. Find a job somewhere else. Anyone would give you a job with your ability of writing. Aisha somehow forced her breakfast down her throat. Some unknown tension clogged her brain. Peach was unusually happy that day. She was jumping around the house. Aisha eventually asked what the matter was. It's my birthday, don't you remember? Aisha apologized and wished her a very happy birthday. She resolved to get something for her birthday. She went on a job hunt that day. She had many prospects, and many of them were eager to accept her. Joyful, she went shopping for her sister. In her haste, she bumped into a person falling to the ground. He held out a hand for her. I'm so sorry, I didn't look where I was going. Aisha apologized. It's okay, it's my fault too, the man said with a genuine smile. They parted ways. Something about him struck in Aisha's mind, but she ignored it. She selected a beautiful cardigan for her sister. She was sure Peach would like it. The evening came before Aisha could even blink. One of Peach's friends planned a surprise party for her, and Aisha was cordially invited. Aisha met a familiar face in all the noise. It was the same man she bumped into. And so we meet again. I'm Kyle, he said. Yeah, Aisha replied. Kyle held out a rose to her. Aisha accepted it without looking, and a thorn pricked her finger sharply. Red droplets splattered to the floor. A terrible pain stabbed Aisha in the head. The next moment, she fell to the ground. She saw Peach and Kyle looking down at her. Peach was smiling. Aisha understood it in a second. That was what struck her earlier. The rose in Kyle's hand as he roamed around the city. How Peach got the rose, who was Kyle, it didn't matter to Aisha. Only her sister's betrayal did. It hurt her in the deepest part of her heart. Why was the only word she could get out before going numb. Because I hate you. I hate how much mom and dad loved you. It was always Aisha for them. The lovely, beautiful Aisha, the intelligent Aisha. Never once did they look at me. They never said, well done, Peach, or you're awesome, Peach. However much I tried, I was never good enough. I was never cherished. It ate me alive, their discrimination. My ambitions were crushed, whereas yours were followed to the letter. I am nothing today because of them and because of you. You think I care about you? The cupcakes I made were all poison. In the end, the strangers don't kill you, your loved ones do. The murder would be another whodunit mystery for the world, but the underlying betrayal would stay there in spirit. The detectives may solve the mystery, but they would never find the pain. Thank you.